Oh.
Welcome to Sushi Bites, episode 100. That's right, it's been a wild ride. And there's this game I've really wanted to cover for the longest time. I've written scripts and lost them to the annals of history. They've been on hard drives that crashed, or they've been scribbled in notes on phones that got destroyed. This episode is the reason why Sushi Bites had that year-long hiatus way back. I was determined to make this game episode number 50, and kept chipping away at it. I ended up doing Virtua Fighter 10th Anniversary for the 50th episode, if you recall. Every time I worked on this episode, something would happen and I'd have to drop it. Now finally, at episode 100, tempting fate, I bring you Os, Tatakae, Ouendan. Literally go, fight, cheer squad for the Nintendo DS. This isn't just a favourite game of mine, which it is, but a cult classic too. I'm not going to do this game a disservice by calling it one of the greatest rhythm games ever made, no. This game and its two sequels are the best rhythm games ever made. I'll make no goddamn bones about it. These games were born from the mind of Keiichi Yano, saxophonist, composer, and video game designer extraordinaire. His flagship title, Jitteruman, was a title I had almost carnal familiarity with. And who wouldn't want to know Kira inside out? A rhythm game starring an unlikely young boy named Yuichi, who turns out to be the legendary Jitteruman, savior of the galaxy. It featured difficult gameplay, married with the music of Tomohiro Harada from the Japanese band Coil, and the artwork of Mitsuru Nakamura. It blew the mind of 12-year-old me back in 2002 with its uncompromising style and aplomb. When I heard the director of Jitteruman was working on a new rhythm game, this time for the latest Nintendo handheld, I did everything I could to land myself a copy. In the early days, yes, that was ROMs and a flash cart. You didn't have much of an option back then. The game showed no signs of localization, and buying online was the price of the game new, plus a markup, and what was at the time exorbitant shipping from Japan. You can pay 100 buckos if you're a maniac, but some of us are money-minded. Even now, I find it convenient to keep the game on a flash cart for ease of access. The game looks nice on my shelf, but the flash cart is way more convenient on the go. Ouendan is set in the fictional Tokyo borough of Yuhi Town, and focuses on the actions of the Yuhi Town Ouendan. They're dressed in black gakuran, with red armbands, and dish out their own charismatic form of cheering to help people through hard times. The concept of the Ouendan is nothing new. They have existed for a long time in Japan, often gathering at high school sports events to offer their hot-blooded support to each team. Hell, even Team Rocket dressed up like Ouendan to cheer Ash on his way to Vermilion Gym to wreck Surge's Raichu.
We're the Challengers cheerleaders, and we're here to show our support for the brave Pikachu and Ash.
Rah! We want you, Pikachu! Give me a P, give me a K, give me a chew, what do you got? Pikachu! Fight giant Pikachu!
Os Tatakae Ouendan takes this as a base concept and runs with it out the window and into the sky. The Yuhi Town Ouendan help, amongst others, a fat Cleopatra lose weight, a washed-up pottery crocker get inspired, a horse defeat a burglar, and they even take the time to assist a recently deceased young man in reuniting with his girlfriend one last time. That last one is an example of the tearjerker stage, which is present in all 3 games in this series, and it is certainly something they enjoy coming back to regularly. This song selection is like a "Now That's What I Call Japan" compilation. Even though all but one of the featured songs is a cover version, they're still fairly close to the originals, perfectly suitable for a rhythm game anyway. I had this soundtrack on loop through most of 2006, and because I kept up with J-pop at the time thanks to sites like J-Popsuki, this game's soundtrack contained songs I was already quite familiar with. Standout songs: Ready Steady Go by Larkin Seal, Kokoru Odoru by Nobody Knows Plus, and definitely One Night Carnival by Kishidan. To succeed in this game, you must tap the circles that appear in time on the touchscreen of the DS. The better your timing, the more points you get. Sometimes you have to drag the stylus, other times you have to spin an on-screen wheel. Your performance changes the outcome in each scene, shown on the top screen in gorgeous manga panels. If you don't do well, the ki meter at the top of the screen drains too much, and you will lose. There was a bit of a culture divide between this, what is a very Japanese video game, and what we understand in the Western world. Nintendo were well aware that if they released the game outside Japan, they'd need to explain a lot of Japan's customs. Many believe this to be the contributing factor to the bizarre and unexpected move that Nintendo made next. They must have been aware of the game's popularity, import sales numbers, and amount of downloads from ROM sites, so Nintendo and Keiichi's company Enix took these factors into consideration, and Elite Beat Agents was born.
Mission!
Elite Beat Agents was quite a hit, so much so that I don't really feel the need to talk about it for too long. But I'm sure there's people out there who didn't even realise that Elite Beat Agents started life as an entirely different game from Japan. Elite Beat Agents focuses on Commander Khan's agents who, much like the Ouendan, turn up to encourage people to carry on through hard times. The soundtrack was replaced with English-language pop songs with worldwide appeal, and the game wasn't even released in Japan. Now Japanese players knew how we felt having to import the original. Elite Beat Agents carried improvements over the original Ouendan. You could skip the intro of a song now, unlike in Ouendan where it was draining sitting through the intro of Ready Steady Go every time you restarted the song. This was a highly welcome and rather necessary change. EBA also had a 3D map screen, and a replay feature for saving best performances, but only one per song. And play mock multiplayer against your replay save, encouraging you to practice over and over to improve. The responsiveness of the game was improved also. Elite Beat Agents is not to be trashed for being a westernized version of Ouendan. I remember when it was announced and that short video appeared on the Nintendo website, I was incensed that it wasn't Ouendan. But once you fire the game up and the first song is Walkie Talkie Man by Stereogram, you simply can't hate it. This game and its song selection are quite frankly amazing. Standout song choices: Survivor by Destiny's Child, I mean, the rest are all great too, but it has fucking Survivor. What else do you need? Oh, and this game is responsible for forever ruining the song You're the Inspiration by Chicago for me. That's right, it's this game's tearjerker. It's set in this dreary scene where a young girl is sad because her father has died and can't make it home for Christmas. And through the will of dance, you actually bring him back as a ghost for one last Christmas. And now I can't stop crying when I hear it. I also forever associate the song with Christmas now. Thanks a lot, Elite Beat Agents. After Elite Beat Agents, a sequel to Ouendan, Moero Neket's Rhythm Damashi Os Tatakae Ouendan 2 was released in Japan. And if you, like I, had thought these games could not get any better, you'd be shocked to see just how many amazing quality of life improvements were made. DS games had crunchy sound, but Ouendan 2 was the clearest audio I had ever heard out of the Nintendo DS. You could save up to 30 replays across any songs. Now you can skip the intro of a song and the outro. Excellent for repeat attempts at higher scores. The soundtrack, fucking S-class. Not only does it include the master versions of Vista by Going Underground and Samurai Blue by ZZ, but the game's covers are also the best yet. I suppose I should mention that Keban Jojo appears in this game, which was also in Rhythm to Cooking, episode 9 of Sushi Bites. And then the finale song, Sekai wa Sore wo Aito Yabundaze by Sambo Master. They couldn't have picked a better song to finish this series off, period. If you've ever watched Densha Otoko, this is the absolute fucking belter that serves as the ending theme to each episode. Okay, but seriously, There is genuinely no excuse why you shouldn't be ordering these games right now. It's truly a shame that since this, we've only seen the Elite Beat Agents and Ouendan crew as trophies in Smash Bros. How great would they be as playable characters or assist trophies in the upcoming Smash Bros. Ultimate? Where is the 4th game in the Ouendan Elite Beat Agents franchise? Oh, life is cruel. This has been Sushi Bites. Thanks for watching. Episode 100, baby. Episode 100.